Yes, ladies and gentlemen, back in the booth as I wait for Chobe Peter. And just 3 minutes from now, we shall be having yet the second game of the Super 8-man comp. That will be the Continental, the computer, taking on Ian, the PAL, in what we expect to be still a game of touch and tease. These are players from the same club. They both play from Roxbury, the champions of the 2024-2025 National League and the champions of the just concluded Q Masters tournament. We know that Ian by skill has quite an exquisite target, and yet we know that those journeys that the Continental has surpassed for some time now. It's currently very, very hard to predict who will take the day, but guess what? We only expect them to play their very best. Their very best means that we expect top-notch confidence, good game reading, the right application of the rules, great tactics, rule-wise, and a good adjustment or acclimatization to the time rule, because it's basically the time rule that quite disturbs many. And we saw Chandigarh Caesar in Morocco being disturbed by the time clock when he was playing the legendary Chris Smalling, and it kept disturbing him. But this simulation should give them a very basic feeling of what it should be, keep them off the nerves and allow them play their game, not only on a stage such as this one of the ATA, but also next week when they stand up to the task in the Ultimate Pool Championships in Mpumalanga, South Africa. It's a race to 8. Remember, being a simulation, we are doing everything possible to see that whatever is played internationally by the Ultimate Pool is what we give them in experience here. And who else can do it apart from the ATA? I also allow me extend gratitude to all those men and women out there who spend sleepless nights and put in their resources and time to see that this sport moves an inch closer to the goals that we need, move closer to the sport that we need. They put in, they support talent, they groom these players, they talk to them, they support them in every possible to keep them on their form and in shape. We have seen that our players have over the past few years really developed personally and incredibly matured. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on and in the arena with at least today, at least right now, we have that. Now that we have a moving camera, we can now see exactly have the experience of everything. Computer takes the fast break, always amazing, quite a good spread of the balls. Nice shot here. Who told you we can't do it? That is computer for you. And we are going to see something different. We are going to see something top notch. This is a game of experience versus form. You just see how to him, uh, every shot is just not by power, but he has gone through these shots for the last 12, 15 years, and that's shots that he can pot even with one eye closed. And today he dons the stage for the second time in the Super 8 man comp, which today is the Super 8 Cranes comp. Oh, he leaves himself in a snooker. That is something I didn't expect of him. He's in a snooker, but there are ways he comes out of them, surely. And today again he comes out of it. Ian takes his first shot on such a great arena, and nice, he takes it in. Wow, gets a nice position to the rail, foot cushion, takes it in. The next should be the center, and with the confidence he has gathered since the year began, clinching more than one major tournament, having to reach great stages in 2 international tournaments, such a mileage should definitely see him clear this table with ease, and we expect nothing less than ease. Position missed a little bit. Position missed a little bit, and drawing that white needs quite a shot. And who told you? He can't do it. That is Ian for you. Still, the position misses a bit, and he has to. Nice. Good roll. He draws the first blood against the Continental. Ian Kaziba 1 and Simon Computer 0. Yes, in the replay you can clearly see that it was one amazing shot. This is what I was talking about previously, that everyone in the arena can confidently assert that they are on form, they are confident, they are playing a game with ease, no frustration, no childish errors, but just confidence. We can only blame them for overconfidence at this rate, but not the lack of it. Ian with his cut break, and to the second yellow, he puts the yellow in, and it's an open table. 30 seconds per shot, and in the previous frame I didn't see anyone asking for an extension. I didn't see any of the players playing in less than 10 seconds, and this is the speed we expect from these players. Ian Kazibwe, nice one. If it's not the commentator's cast, then we should see the first green apple of the tournament here. Ian Kazibwe, again, long range. Target has never and will never be one of his problems or issues, and yet he opts not to take it. But what would be the evil in taking a long range shot if it's Ian Kazibwe doing so? He is trying to avoid a longer range shot, but yet it is inevitable. He has to take it. stand, and we are counting an apple anytime from now. Remember, he is called Ian Kazibwe, the Pearl, a player of the Roxbury, and this being his second time on the national team representing the black, yellow, red, and the Cranes. Nice shot. To the last black. He sharpens his sword more with 2 games ahead. It's 2-0 for Ian and 0 for the Continental. He still regrets that snooker he had on the last ball. Otherwise, it would have been a green apple. Ladies and gentlemen, this remains the Advanced Talent Agency, and we are always humbled, and with gratitude we thank the fraternity, the billiards fraternity and pool fraternity across the continent, for really appreciating the works of the ATA and accepting us as one of the brand and the sports builders on the continent. We believe that every positive criticism you gave us 12 months ago has yielded what we are doing today, or else other than having those critics, we wouldn't have understood how much more we need to put in to have the sport reach this level. And we thank you very much for always giving us a hint of what our faults are and what we need to improve. Computer takes one in. The body language shows you that he is not intimidated, he is not scared. He has overcome even longer differences in goals than this one. His calculation is still not coming. He is a man who greatly believes in his doubling prowess, and his white is not giving him the mileage to do that. He finally fails again. The white is really not doing him justice, or else it would just be a tap and he would be putting it to the center. And it was a snooker. He didn't really concentrate, and his body language is really diminishing as we go on. It seems he is not so much comfortable with one thing or the other, what's happening. But nonetheless, we expect something from him in the games ahead. Ian, with the ball in hand, he seems to be going for the strangle here. He is very formidable. Nyalian told me that don't let the sleeping dogs lie. Don't tell them what I have in store for them this morning. And indeed, we are seeing what he has in store for them. Quite an exquisite confidence he has today. This seems to me a gone one. We might differ in opinion, but even a kindergarten kid can really judge it the same as me, that Ian is not giving any other chance. It is done and dusted. I told you, he has fallen short of a white a bit. He needs now a super cut to extend his lead. Will he? Yes, it wasn't a problem anyway. He goes 3 ahead. There is the shot. You can see that he expected it to the center pocket, but he fell short of power. Computer still thinking of what his errors are. If you could ask me, I would tell him the first frame he was overconfident. He thought he would still have a chance to see his ball. He ended up in a snooker. The second frame was an apple. The second frame was not an apple. It was an apple actually. The third frame, he looked for a double. He refused to have another option, and he ended up not getting what he wanted and disappointed. Yet Ian, the only break he has had, he had a green apple, and yet he has another very, very fruitful break here. We expect to have another dessert if he does it the way he always does it. We expect a dessert here. We expect another apple, and his confidence is just top notch. Ladies and gentlemen, the umpire for this particular game is another licensed official of the Advanced Talent Agency. Very experienced. Ian again. Nice one. Can he visibly see that ball? If he can see it, we can count it a game down. But if he can't, then we are in for another exchange here. Seems he can't see it, but he needs that long range. Come on. And the time clock just does its magic. And that's what we want them to get used to. Keep your confidence even when the clock says otherwise. Take your shot. Computer doing what it does best. It will only take experience for anyone to finish this frame, and he has finished better frames than these ones. He has finished more complicated frames than these. So today it wouldn't be a miracle, but yet again he fails. Just a pure and total some lack of concentration here. It might not end well for him. He seems to be seeing his opponent has a junior shooter to him, but he seems to have forgotten that this year this junior player has been one of the most on-form players in the country, and this has earned him a slot on the national team. Anyone who says otherwise will really fall into the fangs of this dominant Pearl here. And it's 4-0. We are just 16 minutes into, and it's already 4 games down. The average minutes for each game is 4 minutes per game. They are spending 4 minutes on each game. What an amazing display we have. An amazing display here. Great insight here. Ladies and gentlemen, this remains Addy's Sport, the great partner of the Advanced Talent Agency when it comes to our comps. They have been very pivotal in giving us the playing environment and every other amenity that is required for us to have this event. Always top notch, always an amazing environment, and great people, great stuff here. Open table, sinks yellow in, closes on yellow. And will he redeem himself? Everything is just open for him. Can he do whatever software magic he has left in him? Another off target. Something is definitely wrong here. But whatever it is, we hope he picks himself up and does something different, does something new, or else players are going to, his fans are going to be very, very, very annoyed. And yet, Ian remains unshattered, remains very, very confident, and he is still undeniably confident about whatever he is doing. Want to cut it to the right corner. No. He had other plans, and they have worked. Quite a shot there. Quite a shot. Let's see here. Any mistake lands you in a snooker, but it requires some nice shot here. Let's wait and see. Be ready. That's Ian for you. And yeah, he delivers. Ian Kazibwe, the Pearl, aiming at extending his lead to a pentatron here. Who said Ian cannot do it? Who said a junior officer was recruited to the national team? Now he stands to prove whether he really is a junior officer or he graduated. Here we go. Come on. It was a moderate snooker here. Computer, back with a chance on table. Can he reduce it? Can he make it 4-1 to give us hope, to give us more faith in him, or he will not? And he puts the most vital, he makes the most vital shot today. Unless otherwise, I don't expect him to have a problem finishing this frame. It's the Continental, Lubulua Simon, the computer. Nice one here. Computer. 3 goals, 3 yellows to go. He's playing within his time. No need of the click sound. He is simply playing within his time. That shows you seniority, because you do not need to overthink a shot. You have gone through the maze time and again. It is like a session to you. It's simply a deja vu, and still he misses on a very vital shot. Pure lack of concentration here. Just all the 5 frames he has lost, apart from the one apple he lost, all the 5 frames have just been a lack of concentration. I don't know which tickle we should give him to uh, allow him wake up a bit. But this I can assure you that we're just 20 frames, 20 minutes into the game, and it's 5-0. Average playing time is 4 minutes per frame. Ian back with his cut break. It has so far delivered twice. Will it deliver the third time? Yes, it has. It has once again delivered. Will he nominate the yellows, or he will choose otherwise? Doesn't seem to have a choice. Ian takes the yellows. One by one, he has two seemingly dead balls resting on the cushions. But whatever pattern he will choose will define how he's gonna finish this frame. I've seen him finish more complicated frames than this, so I expect this not to give him a very hard time. And guess what? That's Ian. He picks his black out of the rack, out of the deck rather, but he leaves himself in a very, very, very fragile position. He didn't expect the white to be in that position. He expected to just have vision on that yellow, but fate had it otherwise. Computer given another chance. We should note that he has been very lucky that he has always had these chances given to him, and yet at the last point he has not delivered. Ian now will go for a super cut. He has no choice. He has to go for a super cut, which will perhaps open the others or change how things are. But that's the only one, because the only visible ball and it has only one pocket. Will he force it that pocket? No. He chooses to keep his black safe away from the hardware of the computer. Simon computer. Long range target never is problem. Despite the fact that we expected it to be a tough punch per punch, pound for pound game, we seem to have it go otherwise. He wants to open. That's the position he gets, but will it open in his favor? Will it open in his favor? No, it didn't, because he leaves black totally in a blind spot, and he seems to also be in another complicated situation that requires a long range combination. And that is where, as players, we have to really rethink our patterns. If really a ball has a pocket where it can be potted, why do you need to open it? You just need a position play. And they play this because they are playing someone they hope or they think is not a threat at all, and they can do whatever they can do. But Ian is very unforgiving, as we have seen in the past 5 frames. He is going to punish. Nice one there. He's going to punish, but he has not got what he really desires. you will have to give him a snooker, or just wow, he had made a fabulous shot, and computer is back on table once again. We have not, in the previous games, we didn't see the previous players offering these chances to one another. It was play once, get off table, I come and finish. Here we are seeing a lot of touch with one player giving chances to another. So computer now thinks of black, but we also know that he's going to try and open it. He gets a position for it, and with the next groove we'll be taking the white towards that black majestically, and he will have it again. He fails to do what he hoped to do. Still in a poor position. He has to come off cushion to try and pot it, or else a snooker might not really work, because with the snooker he will surely have vision to one of these balls, and right, he plays against time. Seems the time factor is also taking a great toll on him. Ian back on the stage, and he seems not to be forgiving at all. Computer in a snooker. Computer in a snooker. He rethinks and fails. We still see a very, very reluctant computer playing today. Very, very reluctant. And this reluctancy should be a result of, that's Ian for you, not fearful at all. He's very, very confident in whatever he does. He has done all he could to be where he is currently, and he's not going to let any player bully him into bowing down. He counts himself among the top boys, and he proves it with a 6-0 lead this morning. There you go. Power, confidence, and precision is the only definition of what Ian is doing this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, 30 minutes gone and 6 frames. The average time goes to 5 per frame. What a one-way traffic game we have this morning. Yes, computer again takes his 4th break. None of them has had a dry break so far. They have all had nice fair breaks, and yet we have only seen one green apple surfacing. Computer opens up the frame once again. Unlucky. White seems to be entangled, and he can't make a next move. He has to push. That required a very great eye to see that it was not a legal shot. But otherwise, the rule stays that we start with fair play. Ian, nice. He takes control of the pocket, calls computer back in the arena. Computer, that's him. If we could only have him play those shots from the beginning, the story would have been quite different here. And we now see him trying to wake up in the evenings, and he fouls. His just it touches the balls, and that's why we expect that these players have these they tuck in to avoid such errors. Now he will have now he has to face the tune in Ian. Ian is not going to forgive anything. He has everything to prove. Even though computer has nothing to prove to Ian, Ian has everything to prove. That changes the whole trajectory completely. It changes the whole story completely. Yo. He has never failed to deliver on long-range targets. Will he fail today? No, he can't fail today. Let's wait for another shot. Today we are not. Today, Ian is giving us his very best, and I assure you, the next shot is expected to be another splendid one. No. Quite a small miss here, and he's in a snooker. Definitely will come out of it, but he just doesn't want to come out of it. He wants to pot it. That's what he wants. What can't he do? That's Ian Kazibwe. He fails by a whisker just. Computer back in the arena. Yes, another snooker here from computer. What a shot from Ian against everything. He kept his confidence and made one of the most spectacular cuts we shall see. Earlier on we saw a shot from Kayanja Ibra, and now we have to judge which one is the best. Ian is not going to forgive anybody at this stage. He needs one, and the scoreline is 70 in just 37 minutes. What a game. What a humiliation. But it's not over until it's over. We have seen great players coming out of such a big gap and even winning. But can the computer replicate? Can he replicate such a performance? Because I'm sure with the experience he has not. He has. This is not the first time he's facing such. And as we expect Ian to be closing the game, that's when he makes a dry break. It's a dry break for Ian, and computer comes in, closes on yellow. Whatever we expect today, we should know that Ian needs one, computer needs all. Yeah, try to cheat the pocket, and he failed. But that's very dangerous in international 8 ball. The moment Ian can see one of his reds and gives you a deliberate pot there, you will be in a very awkward position. And that's what he's aiming at. That's what he's aiming at. We wait to see. Oh my God. He had done it well, but he scratched. So here he is, the Continental. 2 shots. Ball in hand rather. Ladies and gentlemen, we can only expect that Ian maybe donates a frame, but we're not seeing that happen anytime soon. He also seems to be in a hurry to go somewhere. And Ian. Ian again. Quite a pattern required here for the last red. Quite a pattern. Let's see what he has for us. But assuredly that red might require a bank shot. A bank shot or a long range rail drive to a foot cushion. But let's expect something, some magic maybe. Remember, it's Ian. Oh my God, what is this boy planning? He wants to open. He really wants to open that red. Does he, or he really wants to just make a stop shot and position for the bank shot? What is in his head this morning? He wants a bank shot. Bank shot with maybe white moving off 2 cushions. Come on. He just needed position for the black. Ended up missing both. Computer, in the past 7 frames, he has missed two of such open frames, and he still misses this one. Paul is pulling on the computer. He has not really showed any confidence as far as this game is concerned, and yet Ian has been at his best. Currently, I can't even assure you that he might finish this one. If he does, to God be the glory. Otherwise, we just wait. Nice shot. 3 to go. He still has time on his side. He can come back. But will Ian allow? Still positioning fails a bit. He now gets another poor position here. He's going to do a wrong spin, and he fails once again. Oh, Jesus Christ, today is really a bad day in office for the computer. Pure bad day in office. And all we can say is that it's hard luck, computer. In just 35 minutes, in 45 minutes, we have seen 8 games go down the drain in 45 minutes, with the computer failing to have a black potted. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. It's been an honor giving you a glimpse of what's on the table and trying to have this chat with you. Thanks for listening in. This Okelo Polo Pio, the PRO Advanced Talent Agency, was sitting in for the legendary Peter Chove. And in the games going forward, we expect him to be in the booth right here. A great afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Bye.